As many of you may or may not know, Cameron Newton from Auburn won the Heisman in 2010. However, many of you may not know that this Heisman Trophy was tainted. How was it tainted, you might say? Well, Cameron Newton was accused of receiving improper benefits. This is a recruiting violation. Can I start over? I messed up. Please. Sorry. Yeah.
Same time.
Okay. All right. As many of you may or may not know, Cameron Newton won the Heisman Trophy in 2010. He was a college football player at the University of Auburn. He was accused of receiving improper benefits, but since his dad, Cecil Newton, was the one who asked for payment for colleges so he would play there, the charges were dropped and he was deemed eligible to play. Now, since he is in the NFL, safely in the NFL, this issue is basically null and void. The problem is that athletes are not being paid in college. As a college athlete who plans to be a sports agent one day, I was doing research lately about, as a college athlete who strives to be a sports agent one day, give me a second here. Okay. All right. So, college athletes generate tons of money each and every day when they step on the field. However, they are not properly being paid for what they rightfully deserve. This is causing athletes in colleges to break NCAA rules for what they truly deserve. Athletes should be paid. To understand why this is important, I will tell you what is the problem in college athletics, what is the result of not paying these athletes, and what will the effect be in the future. So what's wrong? Athletes are not being paid for their contribution to their institution. Athletes perform services each and every day in phases of practice and games. They practice more than 6 days a week, that's including games, and practice time and time that they are committed to their sport is over 30 hours a week, which is way over and beyond the title of a student athlete. However, this is what needs to be done to compete at the highest level. Athletes generate tons of money each and every day. According to the NCAA.com website, the official website for the NCAA, researchers believe that collectively colleges spend $10.5 billion a year on athletics. However, athletics bring in $10.6 billion worth of revenue. $5.6 billion are from radio and media, alumni, and other NCAA distributions. However, these athletes are not receiving the compensation for their services rendered and the money that they generate. Yes, they receive scholarships. However, this is for room and board. There are other expenses such as food, books, and spending money. However, since there's a huge commitment to their sport, they do not have the time to have jobs to pay for these other expenses. So they're bringing in thousands of dollars every time they step on the field and not being paid for it. So what are the results of not paying college athletes? Athletes are accepting illegal gifts from boosters and outside sources. Recently, according to a USA Today article on October 5th, there are currently 25 NCAA football teams on probation for improper benefits. Recently, Ohio State had 5 football players suspended for receiving improper benefits for selling memorabilia and receiving tattoos. This resulted in a probation period for their football team as well as their coach losing his job. Also, at the University of South Carolina, or Southern California, Reggie Bush was a former Heisman Trophy. He received improper benefits in the form of a home for his parents. This resulted in the school receiving probation period for football as well. Also at USC, O.J. Mayo, former basketball player, as well as a women's tennis team, is on probation period for improper benefits. According to a Yahoo Sports article on August 5th, Naveen Shapiro, who was a former booster at the University of Miami of Florida, provided football players with cash, prostitutes, entertainment in his multi-million-dollar house and yacht, paid trips to nightclubs, jewelry, and pay for good play, all NCAA violations. Thirdly, an issue is that athletes are forgoing the opportunity to stay in school. So what would be the effect if institutions started to pay athletes? Athletes would receive the compensation that they deserve for playing their sport. Athletes would be more apt to stay in school. Also, there would be fewer NCAA rules violations. There was an article on December 30th in the New York Times that was called "Let's Start Paying College Athletes," believes that if you pay $2,500 to $5,000, a relatively small amount compared to how much money Division I athletes bring in, would lessen the possibility of accepting improper benefits. It would allow people to be paid under NCAA rules properly. By identifying these issues of improper benefits of collegiate student athletes, we see the negative impact it has for individuals, teams, and the institutions. There are serious consequences to improper benefits and to not paying athletes. This will cause athletes to break NCAA rules, drop out of school, and much, much more. The NCAA needs to fix this problem and allow athletes to be paid. If people are not aware of this problem, the athletes will continue to be wrongfully not paid for their services to the community and the institution. And the NCAA is not getting the best out of their athletes. Quit the suffering and pay the athletes.